Deflected from Reese, but Samaya Smith working for it. Alexis Morris!
Morris is a bucket for the Tigers when they need one.
Hello and welcome to the Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined as always by the Bud Man, Buddy Songy. We're here at Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Come and have great lunch with old school prices. Once again, Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Now, in case you were living under a rock, there was the big game played this weekend on Sunday. Of course, I'm talking about some of the top two teams in the nation, number 1 versus number 3 in South Carolina versus LSU in Lady Hoops. There was also another football game played, the Super Bowl 57 down in Arizona. We'll talk about that, but first we start with some LSU hoops. Lady Tigers go into South Carolina. 18,000 Rockets fans are ready to host the Tigers. Kim Mulkey's bunch, it started off rough right from the opening tip. South Carolina, as Coach Kim Mulkey said herself, it's them and everyone else in the league, Bud, man. And it was a good litmus test for the Tigers, show kind of exactly where they are as they get ready to head towards postseason play. Not quite there yet. Their roster, the size for South Carolina, the experience, the poise, the length across the board, every position. It's just tough to compete when you don't have the size and the talent as South Carolina does. But Coach Kim Mulkey, that program will get there one day. She's very she has faith that will happen, and they're not going to get too down on this loss, but, man, they understand it's their first loss of the season. Yes, Angel Reese, her double-double record does get snapped at 23, but a lot ahead still for this basketball team. And South Carolina is the #1 team for a reason, Bud, man. They put on a show, gave LSU their best game on Sunday.
Good to see you, JP. It is a taped Tuesday. It is February the 14th, so right out of the gate, I know you guys will see this on tape delay, but shame on you if you don't take care of your better half. It is Valentine's Day and night. We hope that all of you ladies are put up in lights, because as we know, behind any good or great man, there is a better woman. And what would we do without the wives, the moms, the daughters, and what some semblance of common sense that women try to bring to us in this crazy world? And we get right into it. JP, you and I have been talking about this really for the last couple of weeks. LSU has had problems, and Carson and Flau'jae Johnson have not been consistently hitting the three-point shot. LSU did not really show up. But dribble drive penetration, it's one thing to give up a little dribble drive penetration, but they were taking it and shooting layups, and LSU struggling to shoot three balls. And so let's give them credit. Alexis Morris and the Lady Tigers did not quit. They came back. I don't remember, it was 17-2, 18-2, whatever start. You could have quit. You could have got blown out by 40. They cut that lead and played hard. But I gave this parallel today on the radio, and I think it plays out well in our TV show today. South Carolina women's basketball is right positioned where Georgia football was this past year. Georgia is a 2-time defending champion. South Carolina, unless something crazy happens and they get beat by UConn or somebody like that, is going to be a 2-time defending champion. Oh, by the way, for you football fans, great news today. Drink a bottle or a beer or whatever. Todd Monken, one of the best play callers in the country, is no more at Georgia. He's going to the Baltimore Ravens, and that's going to help you Tiger fans. Wait till football season. That's a big loss. You're losing your quarterback. You're losing your offensive coordinator. Bama lost their quarterback, their offensive coordinator, and the defensive coordinator. This is going to be a fun LSU season. They are bridging that gap between Bama, Georgia. It's getting closer. It's going to be the same way in hoops. Carolina is appreciably better than anybody. Kim Mulkey a year away. Next year, instead of being the hunter, they will be the hunted. And so, but look, they didn't give up, but Carolina is just too good, too deep, too physical. And, oh, by the way, a huge disparity in foul shots and foul calls. So you put all that in the gumbo pot, and it comes up with a 20-point loss on the road. But what a incredible atmosphere. Chessa Boucher of WVLA was there along with other members. She said it got so loud at times she had to adjust her equipment because it was flashing red when it was overloading. That's how loud it got in there. Great learning experience. Boss Man and I were talking. I think Elite 8 is probably what you're going to see with the Lady Tigers this year. Maybe get to the Final Four, but wait till next year.
Yeah. We'll also talk some LSU men's basketball. Now that their SEC record sits at 1-11. As we tape here today, February 14th on a Tuesday, LSU is going to Athens to take on Georgia. Not a good news for LSU. Georgia 12-2 at home. You put on the shades, Budman, for LSU basketball. They had another tough loss this past weekend on Saturday. They were behind big in the first half. Did have great effort in the second half. One of the best offensive halves for LSU basketball in SEC play under Coach McMahon. Did make it kind of close. Only lost by 12 points, Budman, but it started off really bad for LSU. They were down in a hurry, almost down by 29 points headed in to halftime. I think it was 41-14 was the score, 41-17 going into half. You're not giving your team a chance to win being down by that much going into halftime.
For those of you who don't understand and think I'm being a wacko, that comes with the territory. And my initials are BS, and I bring a lot of BS to the table. But you got to put your shades on.
Yeah.
17 points in a half. Yeah. Earlier, they were down to Alabama 59-22. So the start tonight at Georgia SEC Network at 7:30 is imperative. But my goodness, JP, even Matt McMahon, who, by the way, this week, and I don't know if you have that, he thanked the team, the fans for not leaving the team.
Right.
He said, I probably would have left. So I'm going to take the shades off and tell you that they're going to win a game or two. And you may be thinking I'm crazy, but they're going to beat South Carolina Saturday at noon. They're probably going to lose by double digits tonight. They got a chance to win a couple games in the SEC, but this has been a rebuild. But 17 points, JP, that's not a point a minute, and you get 2 points for a field goal, and you get 3 points for a three-point shot. 17 in 20 minutes. Let's just say it's been hard to watch.
On a brighter note, it is opening weekend for LSU baseball. We're from right-handed pitcher Paul Skeens later on in this program. It's fascinating. The gentleman is 6'6", a transfer from Air Force, a guy that thought he was going to graduate and go fly fighter jets. Now his aspirations are to MLB, Major League Baseball. Of course, he's going to transition from catcher to pitcher. He has a lot to say, a fascinating young man. Paul Skeens later on this program. We'll take our first break. Before we do so, I'll remind you guys, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. A great way to keep up with everything we do here on Tigers Roar. All the Tigers Roars are posted on archive for your viewing pleasure. So go check us out at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Take our first break. Come back and join us. You are watching Tigers Roar.
Okay, worked out perfect.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
The biggest sale of the year is happening right now during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda. For a limited time, make no payments for 90 days on every new Honda. That's right, you choose and make no payments for 90 days at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Hey now, give it your best, but the broken lies to rest. Hey. Look up to the skies, I see desire in your eyes, but you can't keep it in your heart. Misery loves company. 'Cause misery loves company. Cold and hungry like a dog in the street. I get a raw deal every one.
And we continue here on Tigers Roar, talking some LSU women's hoops. Now sit at 23-1, 11-1 in the SEC after they fall to the #1 team in the land, South Carolina, this past weekend on Sunday. It was a fantastic preamble to the Super Bowl. A lot of eyes on TV watching the women's hoops. Great for the SEC, bud, man, to see two very talented teams play each other. A lot of eyes were on TV. Everybody's kind of getting ready for the Super Bowl. Had the game on. I know all the parties I talked to did. And a great exposure for women's basketball, especially the SEC.
A lot of lessons to be learned. One of them is Angel Reese. You've got to become more physical. And like Chessa said on the show today, you got to hone it down a little bit, tone it down a little bit. When you're doing all of the moves and dancing and the TikTok stuff, you're going to be somebody that the crowd gets after and somebody that the team gets after. Aaliyah Boston is 6'5". Cardoso is 6'7". They just were too big. Their guards were fantastic.
On
really,
both sides, yeah.
There was only a couple of LSU players that showed up. And that all being said, they did drop 2 spots to #5. I think they're probably looking at a #2 seed. What they'd like to do now, finish out the rest of the SEC schedule and play South Carolina in the SEC tournament championship game, and then hopefully play them again one more time. But this year, too little. You look at Carolina, man, like I said, they are going to be as dominant as the Georgia Bulldogs were in football. But Georgia's reign, I'm going to tell you on Valentine's, kiss your wife and say, baby, the dogs aren't going to repeat, because Mr. Buddy said their little dynasty is over. Todd Monken leaving is a big hit. Got a new quarterback, got a new coordinator. And let's be honest, Kirby's not that smart.
We'll let you guys hear from the head coach of the women's basketball team. Here is head coach Kim Mulkey, her press conference after the loss on Sunday for South Carolina here on Tigers Roar.
Well, the worst thing you can do on the road is allow the home team to start from the tip, and we did. The tone for the whole game was set on the jump ball, and we didn't line up the way they were told to line up. Again, we got to teach, you got to learn, you got to make them understand. I thought we had fight in us to cut it many times, and then we didn't have the experience to make a defensive stop or to get a big rebound. We all knew coming into the game that South Carolina was a beast boards, and it showed again today. I'll give my just utmost respect and comments about how good they are, how big they are, how tall they are, how talented they are. It's South Carolina in my opinion and everybody else. And after playing them today, my opinion of that has not changed. They have things that we don't have and a lot of teams in the country don't have, and we aspire to be there one day.
Well, obviously you have a lot of things you want them to learn, but what was your overarching message to the team after this game?
Well, I'd have to think all the things I said to them. I asked them, evaluate yourself individually on this big stage today and critique yourself. What can you do better next time you're on this big stage? evaluate your teammates. Who did good today? If you thought you did good, raise your hand. And I think one kid raised her hand. Learn from it. I talked to them about guts and grit and just determination and not just play the game to be playing it. It and things like that. I told them, this is just one game. There's goals we have. And we've got to take tomorrow off and get ready for Ole Miss and be thankful that LSU was on this stage. Who in the world would have thought that we would be on this stage in year 2 of rebuilding the program? And you got to be a part of that. You got to be a part of that. You got to help us keep going and climbing to where we're someday where South Carolina is.
Do you feel like this was kind of a wake-up call after the season you guys have had so far? Just kind of.
I don't think it's a wake-up call, Chessa. I think it was a great gauge for me as a coach. If I play them again, there's things I wouldn't do. But I needed to let them go play. I needed to see freshmen in this moment. I needed to just say, okay, let's go see where we are. And I think we got a good gauge of where we are. Now, certainly when you're on the road and you got 18,000 screaming fans, you're at a disadvantage. But it was something for me that, I learned about our team and our individual players as well.
Alexis gave you a lot offensively, but she just didn't get any help today.
Well, I think the girls would tell you that, listen, you can't win on this stage with just one kid playing up to her potential. And I think there's a lot of them that would tell you, they did tell me as a coach in that locker room that they feel like they can do better. But we will get on that plane and we will be fine. It's South Carolina and everybody else. And there's 3 more spots out there in the country to get to a Final Four. And who knows if we finish out this thing in the SEC and can finish second and get a good seed in the NCAA tournament, play a couple games at home. Let's see what happens. I don't think we'll be in the South Carolina bracket again. I can't see 2 SEC teams in the bracket again, but gosh, they're really good. And just poise, their experience. I don't know of anything I could tell you that they're weak at. I thought Cook was as impressive defensively as she was offensively. She stays in a defensive stance, and I'm just like, wow. One day, my young ones are going to see that, and when they become seniors, they're going to do that.
Speaking about Samaya Smith gave you some names.
Yeah, she did.
That's a bright spot.
She did. Samaya got great experience today. She did. Proud of her.
Cardozo just physically match up.
Yeah. Well, we tried playing behind. We didn't get enough help from the guards. Then you 3-quarter and you front her, and they just lob it up over your head. And she's a presence in the paint. And boy, do they use that paint. When you're that big and tall, I'm gonna stay in that paint till they make me get out, because they really do know how to post up good.
I guess the rebounding was kind of the same as last year. Kind of the same.
Yeah. We didn't compete, but that's not a surprise to me. That's not a surprise. They just have so many weapons that we don't have. They have the length at all positions, and size matters. I've coached. Won my national championships were those big girls, 6'7" and 6'5", and it just matters.
You still have March Madness and everything, but it's all the teams you've seen. I mean, are they one of the most powerful ones you've ever?
It's South Carolina and everybody else. South Carolina and everybody else. They have too much talent. They have too much depth. They have too much size. They have everything they need. They have experience. They don't get rattled. You score, you cut the lead, you make a run, boom, they come right at you.
Angel Reese, everybody's going to wonder, you thought about we should play tough matchups, and I
thought Angel wanted to do good. I thought she was ready to play. She had a good week of practice. Size affected her when she would try to drive, and altering her shot. I thought in the first half, we didn't execute anything. It was just Alexis Morris and, just go set a double screens up there. But again, Angel wanted to do good, and I think we've seen Angel, compete better on the boards. I'd have to go look at the film to see why she didn't have more rebounds. And I'm just going to tell you, a lot of it probably has to do with them. A lot has to do with them and their talent and their height and their size and their physicality.
Any more questions here in person? We'll open it up for a few questions here on Zoom. Ethan will unmute you if you let him know you got a question.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned about Angel and the physicality. Do you think that they gave her a different type of physicality that she hadn't seen all year?
I don't know that I would say that because, she has seen double and triple teams, and she's been able to find the open player out of it. And as I told y'all, South Carolina's not going to double and triple team anybody I have, and they didn't. I just think sometimes you just have to say, hey, they got a lot more talent than LSU. And I just think they have a lot of girls that could guard Angel with, their size and physicality. And I don't think they did anything different than they've probably done against any team that they've played against.
Yeah, a lot of talk of the physicality, I guess. Just the idea that now your girls know how much they can bring or what they should bring or will face in the postseason. How much of an advantage is that to see it and now feel it?
Oh, I think it's quite a learning experience today. And we're not going to leave out of here just devastated. Competitors don't like to lose, but I hope when they're on that plane and thinking about the game or next time I'm in that situation or the next time there's no substitute for experience. There's no substitute for confidence. And you build confidence in a program, you build excitement in a program, and we're doing that. And now the next phase is to go get that experience. And today was a good gauge of where we are and where we have to get better.
That was head coach of the women's basketball team, Kim Mulkey, after their team lost to the number one team in the nation, South Carolina, this past weekend. A couple shout-outs. Alexis Morris, a high score for the LSU Tigers, 23.6 rebounds, did have 3 blocks. And Samaya Smith, the freshman.
4 offensive rebounds.
Outstanding job by that. The effort, the blocks, 7.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. But the experience for the freshman, can't put a price on that, but man.
Samaya Smith, Angel Reese, and this big 6'5" young lady that they have signed, a 5-star. That could be your front line next year. Of course, you're losing Alexis Morris, but Michaela Williams, the best player in the country from North Louisiana, coming in. Flage, Carson, all of it is going to be fun to watch them. And I will make this prediction. I hope I'm right here. Would love to see the Lady Tigers host a couple games in the Pete Maravich Assembly Center in postseason play. Would love to see that puppy get to be a sellout. Yeah. How cool was that, though, to watch that game? 18,000. Yeah. And, oh, by the way, they brought it. But they're very, very good, and I think LSU women are probably a year away, JP.
We'll take one more break, and then we'll come back and talk some men's basketball. Coach Mac McMahon, they have a game tonight as we tape here on Tuesday, February 14th against the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll talk some men's basketball on the other side of the break. You are watching Tigers Roar.
Tremonti's has meat, Tremonti's has seafood, Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters, huge wine and liquor selection, beer and all the spices you need, Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats, ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs, 20 flavors of sausage for the grill, daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
The season of inspiration is the perfect time to discover the enhanced Mazda CX-5, named a 2022 IIHS Safety Pick Plus Award winner, its highest safety award honor. Choose from over 45 CX-5s available at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is Roy Fletcher. We hope you'll join us for Fletch Nation, especially if you like talking politics.
Hey, come and join us. We'll give you the information, and then we'll give you the context. And by the way, we'll give you fun, too.
Lots of fun. We hit the local races, the state. We even look at what's going on all across America. And by the way, this space is available. If you'd like to talk about advertising, send your emails to Roy Fletcher at royfletcher.com and join us every week here on the Pelican for Fletch Nation.
Caught spiders?
Premier Pest Services.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
We continue here on Tigers Roar. Jonathan Poche joined by the Budman, Buddy Songy. We're at Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. It's a great way to get some great barbecue at great prices, especially for lunch. Come get the Boss Hog pulled pork special, a big sandwich. It'll fill you up. You get 2 sides and a drink, all for less than $9. Budman, talking some men's hoops now for LSU. Coach McMahon, SEC play has not been kind to him. It's the first year of an absolute rebuild. I had no players on the roster a month before the season started. You re-sign Adam Miller. That's a big deal for LSU. It's kind of brought some validity to the program. You bring over KJ Williams, a guy that's been great for the Tigers. Their best player, in my opinion. And it just hasn't really worked all together, the pieces at once. Not enough depth on the bench. Just not the players. It's not so much the X's and O's. It's the Jimmies and Joes that LSU's missing right now.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I think it's a combination of both. There are a couple justices on the team, and both of them have struggled. Justice Williams is just not fast enough to accurately and effectively make the passes and the plays. And then Justice Hill, who had a 2-week absence, and he's come back, and it seems like he's wanted to hog the ball a little bit, taking a lot of shots. That is what is so frustrating. You and I were talking about it. Adam Miller has never seen a shot that he doesn't like. He's shooting 31% from three-point range. Oh, by the way, KJ Williams is shooting 42%. And Miller's taking 85 more threes. This is where you get into old school tough love. I asked John Brady, what do you do when you have a situation like that? He says you call him over, and he called Darryl Mitchell over. Said, come here, Mitch. You missed 4 in a row. You're going to sit next to me. Adam Miller took 8 shots and missed in the first half. Invariably took 10 3 balls, made 4, but shooting 31%. So they got to play better with some teamwork frame. But look, just to get a couple more wins. And if you really want to be honest, for everybody, the fans, the administration, the coaches, and the players, this thing is going to all probably be better when it's all said and done and over, because this has been a tough year on everybody. What he will do in NIL, what he will do in the transfer portal, what he will be able to do to salvage what roster wants to come back, that is only the future But he's got to make some changes for next year.
Yeah, and after losing 11 in a row, you get kind of worried about, is the team going to give up, going to quit on them? And you haven't really seen a lot of that. They've given their all. They've completely emptied the gas tank. This is not a deep team, so I mean they're playing a lot of minutes. Adam Miller played 35 minutes against Texas A&M, but. With all that being said, Bud, man, it is about wins and losses. Coach McMahon, I understand he understood the assignment of how difficult this job would be in year one, but just got to bring in some more talent, keep the foundation as just a team that works hard and tries to keep improving. Did get a good game out of the freshman Tyrell Ward at 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. That's good for the freshman. But yeah, KJ Williams, I mean, he shot 3 3-pointers. Adam Miller took 10 in the game. That's just not an even distribution. But I want to let you guys hear from head coach. Here is Matt McMahon talking about his team. Went down big in the first half against A&M, but they kept fighting and worked back the score. It was respectable at the end. But here's Coach Matt McMahon here on Tigers Roar.
Hey, thanks, Kent. Great win for Texas A&M. I have a lot of respect for how they've handled their season. I know struggled a little bit early in November, but, man, they just embody everything you want your team to be. They play their tail off. They're physical. They're tough. They're connected. They play for each other. Every player on their team is a star in their role, and you just have a lot of respect for that. The first half obviously is incredibly disappointing. I just don't understand not coming out ready to play. I thought we missed some easy ones there early around the basket. We missed the layup. We missed a couple threes, and we let that dictate our defensive energy, intensity, and attention to detail, and they just carved us up there. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here about the second half. That's how you should play. I thought our guys came out and played with a lot of passion, energy, toughness. It was probably our most efficient offensive half of SEC play, but it's going to be hard to win when you don't give yourself a chance there in the first half.
Questions? Raise your hand. Hey, Coach, I'm curious, what was said in that locker room like throughout halves? And what do you think were like the main differences in between the first and second half?
Energy, effort, toughness, maybe a little pride, maybe, all those things that are the price of admission. Man, what a privilege it is to put the jersey on, to coach here. You got to put everything you have into it.
Yeah, I mean, the second half there, it looked like the 3 freshmen really kind of sparked you guys kind of getting back into it a little bit. Just what did you make of how they played?
Yeah, I've been really pleased with their progression here. I thought Tyrell played extremely hard, made a few mistakes on the defensive end. That's going to happen. Yeah, I'm an easy coach to play for. You just play your tail off, be about the team. We'll live with mistakes. We'll coach. We'll get better. We'll teach. I think he did some really good things for us tonight and has really stepped forward there. Sean Phillips, I love his passion. He really cares. It means a lot to him. He's got a lot of growing and learning to do, but I know it means a lot to him. He really cares. And so I think when you have a guy there at 7 feet with his length and he can move, he'll just keep getting better and better. And then I thought Jalen came in, gets 5 rebounds, had a really nice drive and finish, and showed some emotion. I think those 3 continue to get better every time out.
Yeah, Coach, just what makes A&M such an effective offensive team? Because, I mean, they've obviously been on a run throughout conference play after having not a good non-conference. Just what makes them tough to guard?
I think it would allude to some of the things I said there in the open. I think everyone knows what their role is. They max out in those roles. I think the backcourt of Taylor and Radford, and I don't pay attention media-wise during the season, so I don't know how much attention they get, but I would think they have to be one of the most underrated backcourts in the country. I just think both are terrific. They get to the free throw line. I think coming in, both had between the two of them, almost 250 free throw attempts on the season. They get 18 tonight. They've cut down turnovers. They can really dominate you in the paint, and then as you see when they shoot it well like that from three, really difficult matchup.
Yeah, sorry, just a follow-up on the freshmen. Just those three are guys that you're hoping are foundational, I guess, for your program here in the first couple of years as you get started. Just how important is it that those guys are buying in and you are seeing that improvement from them?
Yeah, Glenn, I think that's the number one most important thing for any player, regardless of age, experience, past successes, past disappointments, is to be bought in, to come in and work every day, to outwork the competition, to be focused on the process it takes to get better every day. Film study, individual workouts, the weight room, nutrition, off-the-court decision-making, practice habits, energy and effort that you display on the game floor. I think those are all the things that great players do. And so we'll continue to work to improve those and get those established throughout the program. I'm sorry?
No, I was just...
Yeah, just
I'm
right
sorry.
No, you're fine. Just another quiet night for KJ, especially quiet tonight with the 5 points. So it hasn't been hard trying to get him involved the last few games, or is it on him, or what's sort of going on there?
Well, I think great credit to Texas A&M and the design of their defense. A lot of switching to deny. They come in double from the baseline side, and they're really good at it. They don't give you a lot of easy post touches. Then where we have had some success in our pick and pop game, we were able to get KJ a couple of them tonight. But they did a good job in their switch coverage there to take those away. And it really puts the pressure on when you drive the basketball against them. They do a good job converging. And you got to make that next extra pass. And it does lead to some open threes that you have to be able to step up and knock down to hopefully clean some, open up some more space for him in the post. In the first half, we were unable to knock those down.
And that was head coach of the men's basketball team, Matt McMahon, here. One for Coach McMahon. It's been a struggle, but he's not giving up on the team. They're trying to build a foundation of a group of guys that just keep on getting better at practice each and every week. But, man, you think they're going to win a couple more games in the SEC?
I do, and you can call me crazy, but I got to tell you something. This was so crazy with the game with them. I think they were down 41-17 at halftime in the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. And it's like a tragic thing that you see on TV. You can't pull away from it. And I know it's my job. If I'm going to talk about it, I got to watch it. But something made me come back to the second half, and they played appreciably better. Yep. And the next thing you know, they're scoring the points, and they got 40-something points in the second half. And you go, well, why didn't that happen in the first half? But I do think that this is going to be a tough game. Georgia's going to be ready. Mike White's done a great job coming over from Florida. Let's be honest. Coach McMahon has got a long contract, and he's here to stay. But I want to see the team get better, and I want to see him get better with personnel decisions. And for the life of me, it would just give me so much happiness if we could see them pass and play as a team. Right. The way the good teams are. Man, you watch Bama. By the way, Bama basketball, first time in 20 years at #1. They beat game day. They beat Auburn on game day Saturday. Tennessee let one slip away, but for the most part, men's and women's basketball this year, 2 teams in the top 25 for both the men and the women. So we will get through this one, but guess what's on the horizon, folks? Baseball, the bad news to give you. Grant Taylor, one of the Bulldogs who's a sophomore, is out for the year. Had an elbow problem, so he's out for the year. But, man, Paul Skeens, who we're getting ready to listen to, this is nothing but class and integrity and all the things that you want a young man to grow up to be. Wait till you hear this young man coming back up after we go to break.
Yep, quick break. We'll hear from Paul Skeens, right-handed pitcher for LSU baseball. You are watching Tigers Roar.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring It's the feeling.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi gang, Clarence Buggs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Buggs Show.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
You could be driving. Now's the time to save on new Accords during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana. Get our lowest prices and biggest savings on our largest selection of Accords this year. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Team Honda of Acadiana, I-49 just south of Opelousas.
And we continue here on Tigers Roar. Don't forget, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Great to keep up with everything we do here at the Pelican. If you miss any part of this program, any Tigers Roar in the past, go check it out. Once again, Pelican, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Time to talk some LSU baseball. It is opening weekend for the Tigers. 3 days away, they will host Western Michigan at the box. Bud Man and Paul Skeens figures to be the Friday starter for LSU. We have an outstanding interview with Mr. Skeens a little bit coming up in this segment.
Now that Grant Taylor is hurt, look for Thatcher Hurd and Ty Floyd possibly to be your weekend starters. Chase Shores, 6'8", 245. Guess what he did last week? Triple digits on the jugs gun. That's right, Tiger fans coming to the box. You're going to see LSU pitchers. Skeens has hit 99. Ooh. Shores has hit 100. They've got a ton of depth, and it is going to be a lot of fun to follow the team. They're going to lose some games. They're going to have some injuries, but I would be shocked if they don't make a trip to Omaha and be in the mix for possibly winning it all this year.
So right-handed pitcher, number 20, Paul Skeens, is a transfer from Air Force, a guy that grew up playing catcher, did transfer or changed positions around senior year of high school, got serious about pitching. He grew into his body. He's now about 6'6.5". Budman said throwing 98, 99 on the gun. What a wonderful young man, though. Big with charity and folds of honor. Yeah. When he spent time at Air Force, he knew a couple guys that played on the team that unfortunately lost their lives tragically in accidents, aircraft accidents. And one of those guys did wear number 20, and that's why Paul Skeens wears number 20. I thought it was a cool story. But Skeens, what a phenomenal story. Guy is going to be the Friday night starter. Also can hit. Trying to balance that, delicate balance of, staying healthy enough to pitch whenever they need you, but also getting your swings in. A good problem to have with a very talented young man, but I was very impressed with Paul Skeens.
No doubt about it. I have gone on record predicting LSU to hit 128 home runs or more this season. Dylan Cruz, Trey Morgan, Jordan Thompson, Tommy Tanks, White, obviously Josh Pearson back, and Paxton Kling, the next superstar in the outfield. Ton of talent. Jared Jones, also a big first base catcher, knocking the ball over the fence. Ethan Fry, look, a ton of talent, but let's let you hear from the Friday night. Let's go with the stat line. I'm going to say he's going to go 7 2/3 this weekend on Friday night. Give up 4 hits, 1 run, walk 1, and strike out 9. That's what I got with Skeens on the stat line on Friday night.
Well, here he is, right-handed pitcher for the LSU Tigers, junior transfer from Air Force. Here is Paul Skeens on Tigers Roar.
Spring where you tried outside, I mean, was it different? How different has that been for you?
A little bit, yeah. Normally what we do, or what I've done, is we've driven about an hour away in personal vehicles because it's too snowy, and so we drive to Pueblo, which is an hour away from Colorado Springs, or Denver, which is an hour away from Colorado Springs, and we'd go out there to practice and scrimmage 3 times a week. So this is a little bit different.
How's it been like the transition from here to Baton Rouge?
It's been awesome. You know, everybody talks about the people from the South, and it's all true. It's the people down here are so nice. The fans are awesome. I mean, we get fans at all our games, you know, all our preseason games. So that's really cool. And it's been cool to, you know, make relationships with them and, you know, see the same people over and over. So, and then, I mean, the food's great. No complaints there.
You pitched against LSU in 2021. Was that the COVID year?
Yes, ma'am. Right after.
Right after, so you didn't get the real experience here.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been knowing that it's a week away or 8 days away. A lot of reflection on that experience, and I mean, I won a conference championship last year, and that was up there with it. Just opening up my college career out here was one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do. So I'm looking forward to being on the other side of it with however many fans are going to be here. So I'm looking forward to it.
How's it going for you? Like, how do you feel right now as far as, you know, where you're at and what you're able to do out there on the mound right now?
I'm comfortable with where I'm at. I'm happy with where I'm at. Just trying to enjoy every day. You know, take it one day at a time. Enjoy being in the locker room with the guys, because I know that you know, this is probably going to be the last year of college baseball for me, and after this, it's not going to be the same. So on the field, I'm really comfortable with where I'm at, with where we're at, but off the field, like literally just trying to enjoy the boys every day, because it's a blessing to be with them.
Command and control's good though?
Yes, sir.
Feel like you got, what, 3-4 pitches good?
4 pitches. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Jay was saying pitching is the priority with you, but what's the plan as far as like being able to hit a little bit too?
So it's dynamic. So it's a lot of, you know, taking swings 3 to 4 times a week, and kind of feeling it out. So you know, if I don't feel good one day, or if I don't feel pretty much 90 to 100%, I'm not going to take swings, just because, you know, we know how important it is to throw. We got a lot of guys that can hit, but I think the priority is to go out there and pitch every weekend. So that's the goal right now. We're going to try to get ready to hit, but the priority is being ready on the mound.
How much pressure do you feel now that you just don't have to catch anymore?
I miss it. I got sent a video of me catching yesterday, and like I didn't realize how big I looked back there, but I miss like managing a pitching staff and all that. But I wouldn't say it was pressure behind the dish. It was just going out there and being able to do, you know, play the game that I've been playing since I was 4 years old or whatever. And now it's a little bit more business-like, I think, but which I think I can appreciate. But I miss catching.
What's up with these monster catchers? You just said Jared in here as well.
Yeah, he's a big guy, really big guy.
When you say business-like, what do you sort of mean by that?
What I've done on the baseball field, I think, before I came here was a lot of just go out there and have fun. I worked really hard to be good at it, and I got good at it, I would say, but just going out there and having fun with it. Like catching was something that I did since I was 8 years old or something like that. Like I grew up catching, and if I had come to a program like this out of high school, they wouldn't have let me catch, I think, because of my size. So I was blessed to go to Air Force where they needed a catcher, and I filled that role. And they needed me to catch, so I just kept doing it.
Did you pitch and catch like in Little League and middle school and high school and travel ball and stuff like that too?
Yeah, I really started pitching seriously probably my junior year of high school. But before that, it was just hopping up on the mound and having fun. But I've always caught.
Thacker also said he kind of got started catching as well. Is there something to that? Do you feel like you get a better eye, maybe a better understanding of the zone?
I think understanding the game, definitely. Understanding it from both sides, because calling your own game, managing a pitching staff, like you can understand the psychology of it all from the catching side. I think not better necessarily than the pitching side, but differently. And so you can just use both of those. And then, purely from the movement side of it, like Thatcher has a short arm action, I have a short arm action, and you can see the catching side of it a little bit. You can see that Will Helmer's played third base, when you watch him pitch too. So I think, purely from like the movement patterning and that kind of side of it, I think there's something to just being athletic on the mound and developing in that way.
Do you feel like you've become, I guess, more athletic on the mound since you've got here and started working with Coach Johnson?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten a better understanding of my body, and I don't think there have been any huge movement changes, but understanding how my body moves as a whole on the mound. Because when I came in here, I definitely understood how my body moved a lot better from the hitting side than on the pitching side. I just hopped up on the mound and threw the ball as hard as I could when I pitched, and now we've been doing, a lot of drills and stuff like that, fall through now, that have helped me understand my body. And with that, understand what, movement changes I need to make.
What has your relationship been like with Coach West so far?
I think the best way to put it is God put him in my life to, develop me as a pitcher, as a human being, and I've been with him for 6 months or whatever it is, and God's put a lot of people in my life, but him specifically, being able to talk to him about pitching and develop, professionally and just develop myself, it's been a huge blessing. You can see it on the mound, but I think the maturity side has gotten a lot better, and understanding, what makes me, and how to lead and stuff like that. Just getting more comfortable with myself, understanding myself better, all that. He's helped me understand that a lot better, which has been awesome.
What have you really learned from him, especially when it comes to stuff like the TrackMan and the force plate mounts and all that sort of stuff? Yeah,
this is a complete 180 pretty much from where I've been. We didn't have access to TrackMan, obviously not force mounts, Edgertronic, mocap. We didn't have access to any of that, and he understands all of it to the highest degree I've ever talked with anybody about. So I'm a guy who wants to know the why and the how rather than just the what. So I'll ask him a lot about that kind of thing, and really, dive into the details of it about tunneling and pitch design and stuff like that, and just trying to understand what makes me good and what makes my stuff good and where I need to go with my stuff, but also understand what makes Grant Taylor good, what makes Thatcher Hurd good, and where they need to go. So that's been really beneficial.
What's an example?
That was right-handed pitcher and utility player Paul Skeens for LSU Tigers. Number 20, look out for him this year. He's going to be something special for the Tigers.
He gets win number 1. Tonight, LSU is going to pulverize Western Michigan, and I would venture to say score over 40 runs this weekend, and Skeens is going to be special. He is, look, we've said it over and over. A lot of chemistry, a lot of togetherness. Going to be fun to watch that ball club starting on Friday night, 6:30 out at the box.
Super Bowl 57 in the books this past weekend. Chiefs over the Eagles 38-35. That means Clyde Edwards-Helaire is now also a national champion, a champion at all levels. High school Catholic of BR, of course, 2019 national championship with the Tigers, and now a Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations to Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
No doubt about it. Class act. Everybody knows the story of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Everybody's always told him, you're too short, you're too slow, you're too this, you're too that, you're too small. But great tribute to him. If you remember, they won it in 19, of course, and then they drafted Clyde. So this is Kansas City's second Super Bowl win in 4 years. And quite frankly, we all know that Patrick Mahomes had to have that ankle shot up at halftime. But what an incredible, tough son of a gun. Remember, I was talking about get the football to Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts played well. He's come a long way. But 38-35, I was waiting to hear the numbers. I know that they were super. Did they come out with those official numbers today? I know the ratings were super high.
Oh, I didn't see, but yeah, also being said, NFL honors came out, and LSU was also in that. Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson, 1,809 yards. That's a single-season record for the Vikings in reception yards. Also had the most receiving yards in the NFL. Was in the running for MVP. Also had the catch of the year, that incredible fourth down against the Bills. So congratulations to Jets Jefferson.
And Jets is really a class guy with humility. Look, he thanked his mom and dad. He thanked his two brothers, Jordan and, of course, Ricky. And, oh, by the way, LSU's got a transfer portal. Big D lineman, Jordan Jefferson, coming from West Virginia. Can't wait to see him this year.
NFL Combine, that's February 26th through March 6th. 9 Tigers invited to the Combine, Bud, man. Who has a chance to make themselves the most money?
Micah Baskerville, inside linebacker, or Kayshawn Butte, Anthony Bradford, Makai Gorner at corner, Ali Gay D-line, Teray Jenkins, and B.J. Ojolari. I'm going to say B.J. is going to certainly be a guy that gets an opportunity. Jaqueline Roy and Jay Ward, obviously in the mix. I was a little surprised Jarek Bernard-Converse did not get that invite, but I think he will make it because he can play special teams.
Yeah, I think B.J. Ojolari certainly has an opportunity to make him some money. Ali Gay, guy who certainly has the build, the frame. If he has impressive numbers at the Combine, that might bump his draft stock up a little bit too.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And once again, we will be here to give you all the ins and outs of LSU spring football, which will be starting latter part of March. And it'll be a lot of fun to give you tidbits and all the new players, JP. 36 new players coming in, 25 recruits, 11 transfer portals guys. And, of course, as we know, of those 11, 10 are on defense.
Joe Burrow also voted the FedEx Air Player of the Year. Josh Jacobs got the Ground Player of the Year. So LSU flavor all over the playoffs, the Super Bowl, and certainly those NFL honors. Always good to have LSU in the spotlight.
No doubt about it. Once again, happy Valentine's to all you ladies. Of course, next week is Mardi Gras, so we'll skip next week and be back in 2 weeks. JP, you wrap it up. As always, we appreciate all of you tuning in and watching.
Now, check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. For Marty out here on the floor, for the Bud Man, I'm Jonathan Poche. I want to thank Alan in the truck doing a great job by himself. I want to thank you guys tuning in to Tigers Roar. Once again, check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We appreciate you watching Tigers Roar.